Operations Management course. In this occasion, we will talk about aggregate planning. Most materials presented in this video are retrieved from two books, which are Operations Management, Sustainability and Supply Chain Management, 12th edition by Heiser, Render and Munson. And the second book is Operations and Supply Chain Management, 15th edition by Jacobs and Chase. In this video, we will discuss the objective of aggregate planning and aggregate planning strategies. The objective of aggregate planning is usually to meet forecast demand while minimizing costs over the planning period, which means that the aggregate plan wants to find optimal combination of production rate, workforce level, and inventory on hand, and other capacity resources. Production rate refers to the number of units completed per unit of time. Workforce level is the number of workers needed for production, which production equal with production rate times workforce level. Inventory on hand is unused inventory carried over from the previous period. When an operations manager wants to generate an aggregate plan, he or she must answer several questions first. Should inventories be used to absorb changes in demand during the planning period? Should change in demand be accommodated by varying the size of the workforce? Should part-timers be used, or should overtime and idle time absorb fluctuations? Should subcontractors be used on fluctuating orders so a stable workforce can be maintained? Should price or other factors be changed to influence demand? Inventory, workforce, part-timer, subcontractor are all variables related with capacity options. Meanwhile, varying price related with demand options. When operations managers want to generate an aggregate plan, they must examine 8 options that belong to capacity option and demand option in detail. Capacity options are options that are not trying to change demand but attempt to absorb demand fluctuations, whilst with demand options, firms try to smooth out changes in demand pattern over the planning period. A firm can choose from the following basic capacity: changing inventory level, varying workforce size by hiring or layoffs, varying production rates through overtime or idle time, subcontracting, using part-time workers. Changing inventory levels. In this option, manager can increase inventory during low demand period to meet high demand in the future. If this strategy is selected, costs associated with inventory, such as holding inventory, insurance, handling, obsolescence, leverage, and capital invested will increase. On contrary, if during high demand period, manager have low inventory on hand, the shortage or stock out can occur, resulting in longer lead time and poor customer service. Varying workforce size by hiring or layoffs to match production rates with demand, operations manager can choose to hire or lay off production workers. However, there are issues if the manager chooses this option, such as training for new employees. Productivity might decrease temporarily as they are absorbed into the workforce. In addition, layoffs can lower the morale of all workers, thus eventually lead to lower productivity. Varying production rates through overtime or idle time. Varying overtime is one way to keep a constant workforce. However, if demand is fluctuating drastically, there is a limit on how much overtime is realistic. Too much overtime can result in worker fatigue and a drop in productivity. In addition, asking workers to do overtime also will increase overhead costs since company must keep facilities open. On the other hand, when there is a period of decreased demand, the company must somehow absorb workers' idle time, which is a practice that often difficult and expensive. Subcontracting. When facing peak demand, a firm can obtain temporary capacity by subcontracting work to third party. Subcontracting, however, has several drawbacks. First, it may be expensive. Second, it risks opening the door to a competitor. Third, developing the perfect subcontract supplier that can conform to our needs can be a challenge. Using part-time workers. Part-time worker is usually used in the service sector. This practice is common in restaurants, retail stores, and supermarkets. A firm can also choose from the basic demand options, which are influencing demand, back-ordering demand during high demand periods, and counter-seasonal product and service mixing. Influencing demand. There are several influencing demand methods that a company can choose. When demand is low, the company can try to increase demand through advertising, promotion, personal selling, and price discount. When demand is high, the company can try to increase price so that the production rate can match the demand level. Back ordering during high demand periods. Back orders are orders for goods or services that a firm accepts but is unable to meet. If customers are willing to wait without loss of their goodwill or order, back ordering is a possible strategy. Many firms back order, but the approach often results in low sales. Counter-seasonal product and service mixing. A widely used active smoothing technique among manufacturers is to develop a product mix of counter-seasonal items. For example, in winter, a machine company can produce snow blower, while in summer, the company can make air conditioners. However, companies that follow this approach may find themselves involved in products or services beyond their area of expertise or beyond their target market. Thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we will study about graphical method and transportation method. See you in the next video.